Welcome to Jamaica Magazine. Coming up between the pages, Boyne sits with JAMPRO's president on issues and answers to discuss the agency's work with Jamaicans at home and abroad. As the pages unfold, we'll also highlight community involvement in schools, how they benefit, and the operations of the Students' Loan Bureau. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Stay tuned as the magazine unfolds.
The Ministry of Education, Youth and Information is committed to ensuring that every Jamaican child has the best learning environment to thrive and needs your cooperation to make the education system work successfully. That is why we are ensuring that all Jamaicans have full access to secondary education. Tuition is free of cost to you, but the government can't pay for everything, so do continue with your voluntary contributions. These contributions cover the expenses of co-curricular and sports activities and school development projects. We have also increased our support for PATH students. That's right, PATH students are not expected to make contributions, and they will be provided with 5 days of free lunches. We know that a hungry child cannot learn. The ministry has implemented a literature book rental program, free insurance and IDs for PATH students in high schools. This government cares for you. We believe that every child can learn. Every child must learn.
At the recently held Diaspora conference, we caught up with JAMPRO President Diane Edwards to discuss the agency's continued role in economic development.
We're at the Diaspora conference where there's been so much of a buzz of activity, so many things taking place, a number of exciting presentations, and we have with us the president of JAMPRO, Diane Edwards. JAMPRO is the government's investment agency, an agency that has been playing a very significant role in Jamaica's economic development. I'm Boyne. Good to have you on the program, Dan. Your own assessment of this conference.
I think it's been very exciting. I think there is a real buzz. I think people are engaged, they're excited, they're motivated to be home. And I think that there is really a warm feeling in the room. Having lived abroad myself for over 16 years, I thought, wow, there's just so much energy and enthusiasm for Jamaica still among our diaspora, because in the end, this is home. No matter how long you live abroad, this is home. And even if for many people I know who are not born here, this is still home. It symbolizes that warm feeling of being yourself and being where you want to be.
How do we tap more into the potential of the diaspora in terms of investment, in terms of increasing trade? I know years ago at JAMPRO there was the trade councils concept, where there were Jamaicans in important capitals of the world who operated as our trade councils. What more can we do, Dan, to draw on that human capital in the diaspora?
I think we need to reach out in a different way. I think this conference is a part of that. I think we need to reach people in a really human way. What we want is to connect with that emotional, brands talk about building an emotional connection, and it is that emotional connection that we need to build with descendants of Jamaica. And that's what we are working on in JAMPRO. For instance, we have use social media, and if you want to engage with millennials in particular, you've got to use social media. So we've started a blog. We encourage people to contribute to that blog, diaspora people to contribute to that blog, as well as local people. And we are on Twitter, Instagram, all of the social media, LinkedIn, all of them, so that we can communicate with people virtually. But it's also, I think, about taking our message out to more people, and also I think a different style of engagement. In other words, young people want to know that Jamaica is a sophisticated, happening place where they can come, plug in, and get into what the fabric of the society, what's really going on here. They're not so big on the sort of superstructures that we have developed, you know, the councils and the group community things. We need to build communities in a different way. We need to
More
look at
virtual communities
more
too.
virtual communities and more connected communities, but connected around things of interest, commonalities. So the Israelis have done it very well, the New Zealanders have done it very well, the Scottish have done it very well. So those are the three models that we are really looking at for inspiration of how do we create communities around a particular interest. So there's community around technology, there's community around agriculture. You know, people have different interests, and that's what we need to do.
Does JAMPRO target as a discrete, specific group Jamaicans in the diaspora? Do you have sessions with them overseas the way you would target foreign investors?
We do to a certain extent, but what we've found is that the diasporans or descendants who would do business with Jamaica are often very blended into their host country. So they are not in the diaspora organizations, and that's what I mean about a different means of connecting with people. So you have to connect with them where they live and where their interest is. So if you look at someone like Kingsley Chin, who was just on our panel, Dr. Kingsley Chin is a doctor, and he's first and foremost a doctor. So we connected with a whole group of diasporans in Atlanta and in Washington on a medical tourism mission. We connected with doctors because their interest is medicine and medical tourism. We connect with people who are in finance because they're in finance, but we don't connect with them primarily because they're diaspora, although they are diaspora, if you see what I mean.
Understand.
So it's going to where people's interests lie and creating that community around the interest and showing them that, hey, medical tourism is an opportunity in Jamaica.
And as I sat and listened to Dr. Chin, I thought how excited you must be, because the last time when you came on the show and spoke about medical tourism, we got so many favorable responses. People were so excited about the possibilities that you spoke about through medical.
And he's doing it.
Yeah,
he's doing it. And he's actually at Andrews Memorial has built up this whole new ward. That's what he's working on now. And he has inventions that help back problems, particularly slip discs and those kind of common back problems. So it's very exciting. And one of the people whom we wanted to have on the program is Conrad Curlew, who has G West Medical Center in Montego Bay, which is full with several different medical disciplines. And many of them are returning residents, like the ones who set up the dialysis center in G West in Montego Bay. So there's a huge interest in this area. We just need to capitalize on it. I need more people in the foreign market to work on this.
Because studies have been done for a long time to show the tremendous potential of Jamaica as a location for medical tourism.
Absolutely, and our neighbors are doing very well with it. Thank you very much. I mean, Dominican Republic, Colombia, Mexico, Costa Rica, where I was a couple of weeks ago, they have done extremely well. We're late to the party, but we have to do it bigger and better.
We spoke also when the last time we chatted here about the potential in terms of the provision of legal services. I don't know what has happened since, whether we want to talk a little bit more about that in terms of investment.
We have one lady who is actually, she has the Law College of the Americas in New Kingston, and she is doing some legal process outsourcing. So we actually have a plan to go and talk to the Bar Association as well. We haven't gotten around to it yet, but we will, because that is a natural. I mean, we have one big BPO operation here owned by a Jamaican who is doing really successful work. He's up to about 1,000 people or close to.
Wow. And I know that JAMPRO is particularly interested in Jamaica's moving up the value chain in BPO.
Critical. And you heard Odetta Rockhead Carr tonight, this morning, talking about the need to move up that value chain, because otherwise the low-end jobs will be replaced by robots, and that's the critical element.
Yes.
So what we are working on now is some really exciting new projects which are going to do things like data analytics. So that's going to require a higher level of skill. So what we really need is to show our young people that outsourcing is not just about answering the phone.
Absolutely.
Because
Not call centers.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. It's actually about customer service, legal, HR, finance and accounting, and you have to have skills. So I keep
Absolutely.
saying you have to have the skills. So we need our young people to upskill.
And the special economic zones also provide a significant area of potential growth. Certainly our move into a more logistics-centered economy opens up a lot of opportunities.
Well, I'm dying for these SEZ regulations to be out, I'll be honest. But they are about to be published. So certainly in the next month, we should see them published. And then all those people that we have now waiting in the wings with their investments will now know what regulations they're going to operate under, and they'll be ready to start their operations.
Good. Finally, Dan, how is Jamaica looking in terms of its investment profile and its whole attraction of investment since 2017?
Well, you just saw in my presentation that we were named #1 for business friendliness in the Latin American and Caribbean region, which I think is pretty big.
That's big.
And for connectivity, we were in the top 10. So these are critical
Indices.
accolades and indices that we are gaining. So I think we are really in a very good place. I mean, the macro indicators are good. The interest that we're getting from investors is extraordinary. I mean, even on the medical tourism, we have 2 other projects now that are not yet ready to be spoken about, but we're working hard on them, and these are going to be really transforming the landscape in Jamaica. So watch this space.
Exciting things happening in Jamaica in terms of investment, in terms of our economic prospects. And we've just been speaking to Dan Edwards, who is the president of JAMPRO. We thank you for your company. Until we meet next time, this is Ian Boyne wishing you a pleasant day.
We want a productive Jamaica. We are not productive Jamaicans. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity is the way to go for all us Jamaicans. Small business, big business, old and young, we are tell every woman and man. We want growth and prosperity for a better nation with a building plan. So we can build our product and sell our product and put more money in our hand. Our economy can rise to a level and build a better nation. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity.
Productivity, Pathway to Prosperity. A message brought to you by the Jamaica Productivity Center, a department of the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
Be an active participant in your child's life. Spend time with your child. No phones, no television, no distractions. Just the 2 of you. Get to know your child through play. Why not go to the park and get on the monkey bars? Sharing a meal can also be a time of bonding. If your child's in school, be involved in school activities. Speak with your child's teacher, follow up on their progress in school, and see how you can help. Assist them with homework. Attend parent-teacher meetings and support school fundraising events. Remember, your child's future is in your hands. Safeguard it.
So glad you are a child of mine.
As we edge closer to the start of the new school year, ask yourselves this. What are you doing in order to ensure the schools in and around your community are ready to be opened? If you are wondering, watch this next feature to find out what you can do.
There is a saying which states, many hands make work light, and we've seen this be proven true, especially when we take on our annual Labor Day activities and other organized work days. This can be applied to getting schools ready to reopen their doors. Yes, man! Community members coming out and helping to fix up learning facilities in their areas. And if you're not sure where to start, we have a few suggestions.
Education is a partnership, and by virtue of this partnership, the community is extremely critical. So as we prepare for the new school year, what are some of the things that our community members can do? Our community members can assist in the preparation of the classrooms, the repairs to the benches as well as the desks and chairs that would have been damaged in the previous school year, the painting of the classrooms, the cleaning up of the yard, the repairs to the bathrooms, and the general fixing up that is required for the students to have a pleasing and comfortable environment. The community can also assist by holding each other responsible, especially in this time when we are having a drought, and not to allow community members to take away the little water that the National Water Commission and the Ministry of Education will be working together to put in the tanks for our children.
Everyone benefits when communities take responsibility for the maintenance of school properties.
Because when you have a lot of people coming together, then that can be a powerful force. And so I just want to encourage all our community members to just come forward, offer yourselves. If you're having challenges in terms of acceptance from our schools administrators and so on, because sometimes that is a challenge, please feel free to get in touch with any of the regional offices at the Ministry of Education, and let us work with you to open that gateway for you to provide the support for the institutions.
Another way communities can get involved in the preparation of schools is by working with the Parent Teachers Association. The Ministry of Education is also engaging communities through its National Parenting Commission to see how it can foster a kind of community spirit that reflects social pride towards schools.
I will also tell you that there is already a lot of goodwill out there. So there are some parents who have come forward to say that they want to assist the ministries. And so we are trying to see how best we can develop a registry that is aligned to different schools, that we can say to different parents who want to assist, this is what the support that the school requires, so that it can be provided.
The Education Ministry notes that where there is community and even private sector involvement, schools are able to operate more effectively. Resources that would have been used on projects that have been taken care of by the community can go towards other important areas.
This partnership has worked tremendously well for a lot of our institutions. So where the community is involved, where corporate Jamaica is involved, and the government, we have seen that these schools have done exceptionally well. And so we would like to adopt this model for all of our schools across Jamaica as we seek to improve the quality of education.
Once again, here's a reminder of some of the ways you can assist your neighboring school to successfully reopen this September. You can help with repairs to benches, desks, and chairs. Help to repaint the classrooms. How about cleaning up the school compound and repairing the bathrooms? And if you look around, there may be other things that need fixing. Let's be resolved as community members
to start taking ownership for the institutions, for the schools, which are really beacons within the community. You have to engender this kind of community spirit, get the community to protect the institution, and by virtue to protect our children.
We are children and we have rights. We have a right to be
protected,
provided for,
and included.
Don't beat me up, don't belittle me, and please don't molest me.
I am under 13. I should not be working for a living.
That is child labor. It is illegal.
Stop leaving me alone. I am too young to provide for myself. I need your guidance.
Protect our nation's children. They have rights too. To learn more about children's rights, call or visit the offices of the Child Development Agency.
The Students' Loan Bureau is Jamaica's main organization committed to providing financial assistance to students pursuing tertiary education. Find out more next.
Reliable, efficient, easy and convenient. It's the Students' Loan Bureau financing higher education. Whether it be undergraduate or graduate studies, the Students' Loan Bureau has been helping students achieve their dream of higher education.
Our primary aim is to fund needy Jamaicans or persons of lesser means to access tertiary level education.
A computer and the internet is all it takes to apply to the SLB. Visit www.slbja.com, register, then fill out the required form. You will then be required to visit the offices with a series of documents. After an assessment, the SLB will tell you if the loan was approved or not, and if you are successful,
they'll be required to come in, sign their relevant contracts, pay their insurance fees and processing fees, and the Students' Loan Bureau will disburse the funds to their institutions.
Annually, the SLB receives over 10,000 applications. In 2011, however, over 13,000 students applied.
It's about 99% of that 13,000 who would have access to tertiary level financing from the SLB.
The 1% of students who did not get a loan from the SLB either got a scholarship, did not matriculate for tertiary studies, or decided to defer their studies until a later date. But if for whatever reason your loan is declined by the SLB, you can appeal the decision. For the 2011-2012 academic year, 10 persons appealed, 9 were successful, and 1 was referred to the SLB's Parent Plus Loan facility. Instead of 10 years, beneficiaries of the SLB now have 15 years to repay their loans. And if you read for a degree in a program which lasts longer than 4 years, you can get up to 20 years to repay your loan.
Effective January 2012, the insurance rate is now at 60 cents per $1,000 borrowed.
Insurance is needed to cover the loan payment in the event of the applicant's death or if they are physically or mentally impaired. The Jamaica Values and Attitudes Project, JAMVAT, is designed to help tertiary students pay for their education. Under the program, students are required to work for 200 hours, following which the government pays 30% of their tuition. Since 2011, the SLB has given students the opportunity to plug the 70% gap.
The SLB gives the balance of the 70% so that they can indeed access full tuition and still have a smaller loan amount to repay at the end of the day.
Get it? 30% from JAMVAT, 70% from the SLB, 100% tuition funding. The Students' Loan Bureau has also created an easier system for guarantors. Instead of them coming into the offices of the SLB to sign up the relevant forms and conduct interviews,
let's just have a situation where they can download the documents from our website, complete them on their own time, have them certified by either a Justice of the Peace, an attorney at law, or a medical practitioner, and drop those off to us.
It's a similar story for the other documents that the SLB requires. These can now be photocopied, certified by a JP, and delivered to the SLB's offices. The organization will then carry out the relevant checks and balances. So some persons argue that after they get a loan from the SLB, complete their studies, and receive some form of employment, the SLB wants them to repay a sum that their salary cannot handle. People complain that their monthly payment exceeds or almost exceeds their income. Here's some advice.
We encourage you to come in and speak with us and make some sort of arrangement to reduce that monthly payment.
The Students' Loan Bureau is a revolving loan fund. The money you repay today will go towards a loan to the next person who wishes to borrow money from the fund. Be your brother's keeper. Step up to your financial responsibility. Have a heart. Repay your loan, because when you don't,
currently we're relying on borrowed funds both from public and private sector
A $20 million loan from the Caribbean Development Bank was acquired by the Bureau in January 2011. So the SLB, through a raft of measures, has been helping beneficiaries to receive higher education. For more information, visit their website www.slbja.com or give them a call at 754-2559.
Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash, no paper, no dash, no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your
Keep
eat.
we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica.
The heat this summer is not something you want to experience. If you have no choice, try to protect yourself. Follow these simple yet effective tips from the Ministry of Health to beat the heat. Drink more fluids, but try not to consume the ones that are too sweet and that contain alcohol. Drink more water before, during, and after vigorous activities, especially if you are exposed to heat for long periods. Limit as much as possible your outdoor activities to mornings and evenings. Safeguard yourselves from the wrath of the midday sun. If you love wearing black, now is not the time. Wear lightweight, light-colored and loose-fitting clothes. You are Jamaica's future. Stay hydrated, stay cool, and help the Ministry of Health to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
More life.
More memories.
More moments. Jamaica Moves is a call to action to prevent non-communicable diseases. Get active, eat healthy. You can protect yourself from high blood pressure, obesity, asthma, certain cancer diseases, and more.
I hope you found our program informative. Send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm. Stay informed on our social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, and of course Twitter. You can also visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for more information. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.